Hi everybody, I'm Jenny Morgan from Action Coach Wakefield, and this is the second in our series around leadership and management and what makes great leaders and what makes great managers. Ahead of our webinar, which is next Friday on the 5th of March, 2 till 3 p.m, which is all about leadership and management in turbulent times. So, as we did last week, what I'm going to do is give you some examples. Some of these might be challenging, some of them might be historical, some of them might be more recent, of people who are really great at leadership and management, and a discussion about what makes them great. So, the first one this week, if we think about leadership, Black Lives Matter campaign. So, the person I've picked for this, who stands out in the public eye as somebody we can recognise easily and see what's going on, is Lewis Hamilton. And the reason I want to talk about him is one of the fundamental skills in leadership is about enrolling and inspiring people to your cause, whether that's a cause like Black Lives Matter and equality, or a cause like growing your own business, where you're the leader in the business and you need to take everybody on that journey with you. And enrolling and inspiring is really about winning the hearts, which is what we said was the definition of leadership. How to win the hearts of the people in the team. And what Lewis Hamilton has managed to achieve with this is made a stand. He's gone out and talked about something that he cares passionately about. He's spoken passionately, but he's involved people in that journey. So he got other F1 racing drivers to take the knee before the races. So there was conversations going on about it. He was enrolling and inspiring people into the same cause that he believed in. He managed to convince Mercedes for the first time ever to have the car in another colour other than silver. So the car was painted black for the whole of last season as part of this campaign. So what we can see that he's been able to do is enroll and inspire and influence people to come on board with the campaign and to help shape the things that matter for him. So he's a really, really good example of somebody who's actually doing a good job of leading, and isn't in the position to be making the decisions and doing it, but he's leading from within the team and within Formula One. The second example this week is also a sporting one. So this is a management example, and the person I've picked for this is Dave Brailsford, who headed up Team Sky originally in the cycling world, Team GB at the Olympics in 2012 around the cycling, and now heads up another team that can be in the Tour de France and all of the big cycling races. And the reason I've picked him is that if you read what he specialises in, it's all about marginal gains. And two of the really big skills within management are to do with clarity of what we're trying to achieve and measuring that to see whether we're achieving it or not. So this theory of marginal gains is all about understanding every single component of what is going on in influencing something happening. So if you think about when Team Sky first set out to win the Tour de France, they were looking at not only what were their bikes like, what was the training like, how did the team eat, all of those things you'd expect them to be looking at, but also things like, well, how did they sleep? What sort of mattresses did they use? What was the recovery systems that they used? What sort of music did they listen to before they started the race, etc. So what they were doing was getting real clarity on what they were aiming to achieve, how they wanted to achieve it, and then digging deep into measuring those results and being able to see the performance and the impact that changing something had on that performance in terms of the results. And that really is a great management skill that if we take it into the world of business is about us understanding our businesses, understanding what's going on day in, day out, and being able to measure and see when we make a change what impact that's had. So two really great examples of leadership and management going on in the world over the last couple of years. If you want to know more about this, Leadership in Turbulent Times webinar is the 5th of March at 2 o'clock. It'd be great to have you along there. But also, I just really appreciate your comments. So put me a note in the box around who you think is a great leader and why, or who you think is a great manager and what makes them a great manager. What are the things we can learn from them to take into our businesses and how we do what we do? So look forward to seeing you on the 5th of March at the workshop, and have a fantastic day, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.